Thank you for joining us on the SEO.co podcast. We appreciate your time. Digital marketing essentials and next level to the show, and visit SEO.co for more resources based on today's topic, as well as access to more podcast episodes to help you improve your site's long-term SEO success. Now, here's your host, Timothy Carter.
Thank you for joining me on the podcast. Today we're going to talk about what is Black Hat SEO. Let's begin this with a look at Black Hat SEO, which is essentially the process of using hacks and shortcuts to manipulate search engines and exploit weaknesses in their algorithms. While some Black Hat techniques may be laced with malicious intent, most aren't evil. Instead, Black Hat SEO strategies are geared towards search bots first and human readers second. In other words, they don't care a whole lot about satisfying human readers, which is Google's primary focus. A Black Hat strategy would rather find an algorithmic loophole that can be exploited to make search bots salivate. The exact definition of Black Hat SEO has evolved over the years. In fact, many of the practices that were common in 2003 or 2006 are now considered Black Hat. So, while nothing is etched in stone, there are a few criteria that generally classify an SEO technique as being Black Hat. 1, it breaks Google's guidelines. Quite simply, if Google says you can't do it, you shouldn't be doing it. You can disagree with Google all you want, but it's their system and they set the rules. If you don't want to play by their rules, feel free to use another search engine or start your own. Breaking guidelines for the purpose of gaining a competitive advantage is considered Black Hat SEO. Number 2, attempts to manipulate. There's a lot of gray area in the world of SEO. Marketers that implement manipulative tactics that go around Google's rules and attempts to generate rapid results are almost always engaging in Black Hat SEO. Number 3, prioritizing quick victories. SEO isn't intended to be a get-rich-quick strategy. It's a long-term play that requires steady investment over many months and years. If you're only prioritizing quick gains, you're probably engaging in shady SEO techniques to realize those wins. And though you'll experience some promising results in the present, these victories will be short-lived and will ultimately, lead to penalties and long-term losses. Marketers that focus on Black Hat techniques are constantly changing their strategies so as to avoid getting caught by Google and other search engines. Their objective is to stay one step ahead of new updates so they can avoid penalties and continually beat the system. Here are some popular Black Hat techniques, how they work and why they should be avoided. Unrelated keywords. Google wants relevancy. If your URL, titles, images, and content indicate that your page is about one thing, but the content is spliced with random keywords that are unnatural and unrelated, this is considered a Black Hat SEO technique. Search engines want consistency and predictability. Number 2, keyword stuffing. Relevant keywords are necessary in order to rank on Google, but too many keywords will get you in trouble. When the same keyword appears over and over and over and over and over again in the same paragraph or page, it indicates a clear effort to manipulate search engine algorithms and rank for search terms. Google would rather prefer a more natural approach with semantic keywords and, content that is built around a certain set of phrases and questions. Another one would be duplicate content. It's not necessarily a negative thing because Google's, sees that first post as being the canonical post that you have out there. So, you can't really just copy a few paragraphs on one page and paste them into another page. And even though you wrote the content and you own the rights to it, you probably shouldn't reuse it as many times as you want. It's designed to stay in one place around one content topic. Another one would be content spinning. In order to get around the duplicate content restrictions, some marketers will use a content spinner to automatically recreate certain blog posts and page copy without having to manually rewrite the content. Unfortunately, the content that comes out of these spinners is typically littered with errors, grammatical mistakes, and basically fuzzy copy that hurts your search rankings more than anything. Another one is content cloaking. This is one of the most deceptive SEO strategies on the block. The objective is for search engines to see one type of content and the human visitor to see something else. This is usually accomplished by posting the search engine content in tiny white font on a white background, making it invisible to visitors, and another set of content with the standard black font that people can see. While it may seem clever, today's sophisticated search engine algorithms are smart enough to see right through these black hat techniques in those white letters. Another one would be doorway pages. Another blatantly deceptive strategy. Doorway pages are essentially fake URLs that are stuffed with keywords. But once a person clicks on the search result, they're automatically redirected to another page. Again, Google eventually finds these doorway pages and the consequences are stiff. Another one would be blog spam. Let's wrap this up. Blog spam, black hat marketers got the idea that to plug backlinks into the comment sections on other blogs. And while there's nothing wrong with commenting on a blog post, don't get me wrong, and adding some value, and occasionally plugging in a link, automating this process is spammy and frowned upon. Not only will it not help you, but it'll actually lead to penalties that will hurt your rankings. Black hat SEO is no joking matter. Google and other leading search engines despise the use of black hat techniques and will penalize you where it hurts. If you've broken a rule that's clearly documented but doesn't necessarily have any malintent behind it, Google reserves the right to take a manual action against your site. This is where they give you a chance to fix the issue and reclaim good standing. In serious cases where black hat techniques have been implemented with a clear purpose and intent, Google will actually demote your pages in the search rankings, which obviously results in reduced traffic and conversions. If the black hat strategies have been repeatedly implemented in spite of warnings, that site could even get excluded or banned from the search results. While bans are rare, they are the proverbial kiss of death. So, black hat SEO is not the strategy to use here in the 21st century. People are out there still using it to their advantage, but it often catches up to them in the long run. And that's about it for today's episode. So if you want to legitimately improve your site's organic visibility, come on over to SEO.co and schedule a time to have a free consultation. Learn how we can help you scale your ability to outright and outrank your competition.